Anybody home? Am I the only one in chat? All right. What's up, A-Marks, EKM? I got sparring tonight, so I'm doing a little bit of technique work. I wasn't going to stream, I was just going to practice, I was just going to train, but I figured, what the hell. Worst case scenario, I have a lovely conversation with friends. Wife had to call. We had to call the doctors. We got a cool doctor service that comes to your house. They make house calls. And they tested her for COVID and the flu and some other stuff, and they came up negative. So we just got the crud. How you guys doing? What are you all up to? Now, I have to take a job where when we're slow, I can pretty much work from home or remotely. But I've noticed, EKM, you're online a lot. Like, what do you do for a living? Do you work? Do you have a job? Well, and on top of that, we're getting air quality issues from California right now, too. Alex G, what's up from Russia? Are you the baby oil bandit? I gotta stock up. I prefer mineral oil, to be honest with you. It makes the skin softer. From Scotland, Fastbuck, what is up? Because so tonight I have we do Muay Thai training 3 nights a week, and we're doing sparring tonight, and I'm gonna work on some techniques. What's up, Runner Boy? How you doing, brother? So I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just working on some stuff that we learned in training this last week. I'm still kind of recovering from a little bit of a cold or a flu, so I'm not 100% yet. I'm still having trouble breathing. Vegetable oil is made from vegetables. What is baby oil? We got dad jokes in the house. Like that, boxing has definitely gotten better recently. Are you training with anybody, or are you just training at home alone? Doing any kind of like sparring or anything? I got this thing for my kids, actually. I need to hang it up. It looked like it was fun. You remember that old memory game? It was, what was it, like Simon Says? It seems like that, but it's with boxing gloves. And I just thought that it looked like it would be fun for the kids. It just basic combo memorization. Let's see. Just myself, I called you out on egos the best on my live today. I called you out on egos. Maybe I don't. On who's the best? The best at what? I ain't the best at anything. So when I'm sparring, like if I'm up against like a good competitor, like someone who's really good, I I'm a punching bag. I could shell up and I could take a lot of abuse. So I just usually wait for someone to get tired and then wait for my opening. But that hardly makes you skilled. You still got to lose 40 pounds. Saying I'm a 14-year-old girl. I've been working out. Any tips? Uh, is my wife moderating? Babe, are you in the chat? Are you watching at all? Uh, I mean, we were talking about training for women and men, and the one common mistake that I see women make is they have their selection of exercises that girls seem to like to do, like the lunges with the dumbbells and the girl exercises. I mean, well, I do the same movements, so I don't consider girl or boy exercises, but movements that you commonly see girls do in the gym. But the one mistake I see them make consistently is they never go up in weight. So, for example, I'll see a girl doing like split squats, we'll say, with a 30-pound dumbbell. I'm picking a weight arbitrarily, and I'll say like, oh, are you going to go heavier, and they'll say, well, this is the weight I like to work out with. I'm like, so you don't go up? It's like they have their exercises, they have the weights that they like to use, like a certain amount of weight, and they don't seem to progress. So, progressive overload, the principles of getting stronger are pretty much the same across the board. It doesn't really matter what kind of training or exercise you do, as long as something's progressing, either weights or repetitions or a combination of both. So, a lot of girls, they go to the gym, they'll work out for 2 hours, and then they're kind of wondering why, hey, I'm not really making any progress. What's going on? I'm training every day. I'm working my butt off. And I'm like, yeah, you got to go heavier. You got to do something different. You got to add something. You got to do more. And so I see a lot of that. So usually my first piece of advice when I'm talking to people that are getting new into training is you don't hold yourself back with the exercise selection. Do the same movements you see everybody else doing. I'm a really big advocate of getting under the barbell. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. Just get in that squat rack. Start doing squats. Start doing bench press. Start doing deadlifts, just like you see everybody else doing. A machine, and unless you don't enjoy those lifts, usually I try to point them in the direction of somebody, like another woman at the gym that trains like we do. My wife would be a good one to go to, because she's a gym rat. She's pretty hardcore when she trains. Tyro closet. That's where I got a. No, I had a joke for. Never mind. I won't go there. What's up? What's up, Jarl? I also do upper body. Let's see. So why did we delete Sayan's comment? Is it because she's underage, or like I didn't see that as inappropriate? Last shot. Are you natty? No. Check the pinned comment. How much protein should be sufficient for decent muscle building per body weight? No more than a gram. I don't think you need to have more than. I don't eat. I don't. I consume like I would say 1/3 of my diet is protein. You got it here, runner boy. Hey, did you? So runner boy, before you leave, did you want to talk? We brought you up. We were talking about you. I don't remember what it was. It was something to do with the 531. Anyway, if you got to go, we'll talk. I wanted to hit you up about maybe doing a stream together because I would love to get your thoughts on some things. I want to get you. I want to get Prophet Fear. There's a few people that I would like to do interviews with, and you're one of them. So we'll talk later if you got to go. Mr. Shorts, what's up? You were asking why women only like to train legs. Well, there's a lot of women that only train legs, but I don't know. I like a lot of the women I know train exactly the same way we do. As a matter of fact, I know a lot of women powerlifters. CrossFit. There's a lot of women in CrossFit, but it is common to go to commercial gyms and see the ladies working out just lower body. And I think that's because of the type of figure they're trying to cultivate. Maybe they don't. I know a lot of women are afraid they're going to put size on if they start lifting heavy. And I always tell women the same thing. It's like, you're not just going to put size on. That I think there's a misconception that training heavy makes you get really big. And for women, it's a lot harder to put on muscle mass. If anything, you're going to get really toned and you're going to like the way you look. I deleted the comment because minors shouldn't state their age on the... Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Right on. What gear are you on? That didn't take long. I'm on test and DHB. Are you 50? Yeah. Don't let the lighting fool you. If I get real close to the camera, you start seeing that like it starts falling apart really fast. Look at my body. I work out. Yeah, they're just gonna keep deleting yours if you keep spamming. You trying at least once a day is better than a lot of people. You trying at least once a day is better than a lot of people. Dude, if anything, I probably overtrain. I get bored. Like, if I only trained the days I was supposed to, it'd be 3 days a week. But then, like, what do you do with the rest of the week? Let's get cardio and all the stuff that's fun. What lube do I use? I use a variety of lubricants lubed up. It depends on what the application's for. Mohammed want to hear a joke. I didn't mean to give him 5 minutes. I could speak for myself, Matt the retard. Damn. What do you think about sadomasochism? I like being whipped. Is that wrong? Hey, get in where you fit in, brother. I use chunky peanut butter for lube. Well, I guess anything that provides less friction than the two materials that are being forced up against each other is technically a lubricant. I prefer, like, I'm a really big fan of Valvoline, like the F1. Lucas oil for gears. Definitely Lucas oil. Let's see here. The stage oil, I think that's what I use. WWE wrestler. You know, I wouldn't mind doing WWE, but then I started like looking into like what those guys actually go through, and their injury ratio, the amount of injuries they sustain for hours worked, because it is a job, is like the highest in the world. It's like more dangerous than like, underwater arc welding and, like, think of the most dangerous jobs you can have, and like WWE wrestling is up there if you look at their OSHA incidents. Ryan, what's up? Well, motor oil, yeah, but what type of motor oil? Are you Are you a Valvoline man or are you a 10W30 for my Honda? I don't remember what oil my car uses. I could tell you my Mustang uses 5W30. The Tahoe uses 10W30. The Chevy, the Sonic, they've both used 10W. No, those are 5W30. What's going to be your next hairstyle? Honestly, I'm probably just going to do a high and tight. I'll go back to the Marine Corps fade for a little while. What's up with your nose? What's wrong with my nose? It's been broke a bunch of times. Oh, you're the little cut I got there? I'm the cheap O'Reilly shit kind of guy. Yeah. No, we went with the vehicles. I go full synthetic. I just across the board. That's like the first thing I do is I change all the full synthetic, and it's been my. I just think it just overall it just gives your engines an extra layer of what's the word I'm looking for? It just kind of bulletproofs them. Like if you use a good synthetic, you can actually run out of oil, and the engine will still run for a certain amount of time before it seizes up. So it's just like it's a cheap insurance. Have you tried Mint? I'm not sure what that is. Let's see, Magenta Flowers. That's a cool name. Hey, can I please be a moderator? I'm already on the 2 other channels, and I take the job seriously. I don't know who you are, and I wonder why you would want to be a moderator. But stick around, and we'll think about it. Backwoods DBD shirt. A lot of people don't catch the backwoods. It's an '03 Buick, so I never really checked. Oh, you got what kind of Buick is it? Is it a Regal or a Mint? Is like 20 times stronger than Test. Bugsy to guns. Mint. Is that like what's the chemical name for Mint? Are you gonna lift heavy ass weight? No, not today. I got sparring tonight. So I was actually going to do some technique work. I want to work on a few things. Buick Century, nice. Is it the supercharged one? Just a dude in his man cave. Hell yeah. Oh, you can see the weights. Yeah, the weight set's over there. No, I'm not going to go heavy today. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'm not sure. I think tomorrow's going to be deadlift day. Although I haven't squat in a while, I probably should do some heavy squatting. The body beatdown. What's up, brother? No, and I'm not even going to go hard today. I wanted to work on some technique stuff. I've never heard of Mint. I'm on test 400, 250, Sustanon, and 150. So wait a minute. You take test 400 plus Sustanon and enanthate at the same time? Can you hit a side tricep pose? Sure. Not a bodybuilder. 400 is a compound. Okay, so I got you. I'm on something similar, so it's like a testosterone mix, similar to Sustanon. I take 200 milligrams of that a week, and then I take something called DHB. I take 100 milligrams of that on top of that, and that's what I kind of cruise on. Miguel, what's up? All right. DHB good for? It's good for old men. Well, what is DHB good for? In all honesty, it's got a lot of the same benefits that you would get from Trenbolone without any of the side effects. It's not nearly as potent. It's not I don't have to worry about acne. I don't have to worry about high blood pressure. I don't have to worry about uh, hormone imbalances. And I'm only taking a little bit, so we're taking like the smallest efficacious amount to just not lose anything. And that's usually like what I try to do when I'm in between competitions. Is I try to get as close to HRT levels as possible, and I do go through a doctor, so it's like I'm monitored. I go get my blood work done. Matter of fact, I was doing I check my blood pressure every morning. I was running a little high today, man. I was like 130 over like 78. With target blood pressure is 120 over 70. You start seeing those numbers creep up. It's the number one killer of men over the age of like say 40 is high blood pressure, and that's like the biggest issue with taking PEDs is they create high blood pressure. You increase your red blood cell count, they can thicken your blood, you can get a lot of problems. And if you get nothing else but hypertension, it'll start slowly damaging your organs. You could run the risk of having like things like aneurysms and stroke, heart attacks, et cetera, et cetera. So you want to monitor your blood pressure. You want to monitor, you want to get your blood work done. You want to get tested every 6 to 8 weeks. And as long as you're doing all that, I don't know. I don't see an issue with it. Especially for older guys, absolutely. Rad 140 and MK 677. So those are SARMs. I can't really, so I'm talking to Vendetta here. I know a lot of people that use MK 677, but if you're asking what my opinion of it is, I'm concerned with a lot of the SARMs because there hasn't been enough human trial research on them. And they don't really understand long-term use issues. They don't have large enough and long enough sample sizes of human test subjects, if you will, to determine, like 20 years from now, is it carcinogenic? Like, what's it going to do to you long term? But I mean, as far as efficacy, it seems like everyone I talk to that uses those substances says that they work great and they don't have any problems with it. I would just be really concerned with anything that hasn't been. I'd say the FDA is one of the most corrupt organizations in this country, but one thing because I was going to say I'd be concerned because it's not FDA approved or it hasn't been evaluated by the FDA. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything either. Sounds nice. I might look into that. Ryan, yeah. I think DHB is great, especially for guys over the age of 40. Because when you got to stay away from the harder compounds. Things like what's the number one drug everybody always says? Oh, you're on Tren. Okay. Like, that's the worst thing a guy my age could take. Like, the side effects are, I mean, I don't even know how, that's dangerous. Now, you're poisoning yourself if you're doing that. How old am I, Troy? I'm 50 years old. Let's see. Yeah. Andrew Wilson, Tren, yeah, see? Like, when people say Tren, it just tells me they don't know about what they're talking about, because there's like literally like 100 different compounds you could take that are way safer and actually have medical uses. I don't know if you know this about Trenbolone, but there is no Trenbolone that is pharmacy grade because it's not manufactured by any pharmacy. They found no medical use for it, so no pharmacy produces it. Whereas you take drugs like Anavar or Anadrol, were the two common ones, they actually have. They prescribe. I want to say it's Anadrol or Anavar. They prescribe for patients who are bedridden, so they don't lose muscle mass. What is it like? Masterone was I think they developed that for breast cancer. So there's a lot of the stuff that you can take has at least been studied and approved for medical use for something, whereas Trenbolone is not. That's made in someone's bathtub or whatever. So you never know what you're getting. Zyro, what's up? I would try to avoid any oral steroids and just stick to injectables. Um, yeah, so when I do competition prep, I'll usually I'll take some Anadrol, usually about 8 weeks out, and then I stop as soon as I'm done competing. Biker Wolf, how's your day going? Pretty good. Uh, I'm getting over a cold, so I'm just farting around. Nobody ever spams anti-eczema steroid cream. Masterone lowers estrogen levels. Uh, well, I know it doesn't aromatize into estradiol. So yeah, I guess it would. It's time to get juiced up. What size socks do you wear? I don't believe anyone's ever asked me that before, and I really couldn't tell you. Mi hermano mucho gusto en conocer yo soy parte de este deporte. Me siento feliz a ver un boxeador. It's so funny. I have no idea what those words mean, Carlos, and I'm still trying to use an accent. How many McChickens can you eat in one sitting? McChickens, is that their classic chicken sandwich? Or is that those little shitty dollar menu ones? Ryan, I took SARMs like 5 years ago. MPMD taught me a lot about them, and apparently were created to combat muscle wasting disease in elderly. Ostarine, okay, and S4 strength and vascularity went crazy. Do you have any side effects from them? Do you have any issues or why did you stop taking them? I'd be curious, because I only have anecdotal evidence from people that have told me, but it's going to be different for everyone, I would imagine. Eric, Helix HRT. See, I've said it so many times, you guys know the damn clinic I go to. That's right. Where did you serve? In the United States. No, see, I went to boot camp Paris Island, MCT, Camp Lejeune. I got stationed at Camp Pendleton. I was a 43 area. Los Flores, and I deployed with the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit. Eric Lapointe, nice, thank you. No side effects except a little aggressiveness and yellow tint in vision from S4. That's interesting. I just stopped because they say it could shut down natural tests. So I did a couple of cycles off and on. Yeah, I know. The whole point with SARMs was that they were trying to develop something that didn't shut down testosterone production. That's the bottom line, is they just don't have enough human testing on it. I got my bench from 150 kg to 200 while on 16-week test E, 500 and 150 milligrams ment acetate. I just don't know what ment is. What's another common word for ment? Bugsy 2 guns. Because I have a feeling they probably call it something different. I guess I could look it up. What is ment? My laptop right here. Ment. MENT. Steroid. Oh, Trestolone. All right. Also known as 7-A-methyl-19 nortestosterone. Oh, is a synthetic estradiol steroid and a derivative of nandrolone. Okay. So, DHT. Ment is not a 5-alpha reduced DHT. It inhibits. Let me see here. So this would be very similar to the biological androgens like testosterone, progesterone, synthetic, the progesterone receptor, biological target due to its androgenic and progestogenic activity, has Oh, so it's anti-gonadotropic, so that means it won't shrink your balls. And these effect results in reversible suppression of sperm production and are responsible for contraceptive offense. So you could take this as a contraceptive, and then if you want to have kids, you can just stop taking it from just cursory. Uh, Interesting. Subcutaneous implant or intramuscular injection. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to do a little more research on that. That actually sounds like it could be something. Uses a form of hormonal birth control for men and androgen replacement therapy for low testosterone levels in men, but has never been marketed for medical use. That is really interesting. So, do you have any issues from usage? Uh, let's see. Before I would take SARMs, I would take some sort of D-ball or something. But when I get to the point, I would even consider steroids. They might get better. So I want to be really clear for the YouTubes here. I mean, I'm not advocating for the use of steroids. I need to make that perfectly clear. I waited till I was almost 46, boys, before I decided to go on testosterone. I was 100% natural for most of my adult life. Obviously, I have no issue with steroids, right? But where am I going with this? SARMs, because if I'm gonna go down that road, I would rather use something where they've had a good amount of research, medical research, published, peer-reviewed, properly researched compounds, and like D-ball or Anavar, Anadrol, something. Pick a whatever. Um, Men's. It looks like they actually manufacture that for men's birth control, and so you're probably going to be able to dig up a lot of research, trials, that kind of thing. The problem with SARMs is they don't have any of that, so you don't really know what you're doing to yourself long term, and that's the problem. It's not whether or not they work better or they're efficacious or not. It's just like, what are you doing to yourself long term? You know what I mean? You can't really predict something when there's no studies on it, so you're kind of turning yourself into a bit of a science project. And then you can make the other argument, well, that's what young people are supposed to do. What did you do in your 20s? You were defiling yourself with, street drugs and partying every weekend. I was getting wasted on a 12 pack a day and then hammering down illegal drugs that were getting across the border from Mexico. And you're worried about a little bit of freaking SARMs? Like, yeah, okay. Fair enough. JT, what's up, brother? Simon Sutridge, how you doing? Look into the camera and say Blade Baha'i? Blade Baha'i. Only side effects are huge muscles and gains. Right on. Uh, Look at me all trying to be like a dad, all responsible and stuff. The people I've seen on SARMs have awful looking physiques, like anorexic muscle. I wouldn't want to touch SARMs. They scare the crap out of me. And that's the other thing. But you can't really, I don't know. I've known a lot of people, how do I say this? So I would be considered a hyper responder. Probably because I waited till I was almost 46. So I only need to take a little tiny bit and like, wow. Plus I'm maintaining a weight class, so I'm actually the same weight now that I was when I was natural. But obviously my body's recomposition, so I think just going on test alone, I want to say I put on 8 pounds of lean muscle mass. And then when that eventually plateaued, but I stayed at 220. So what does that mean? That means for whatever that 8 pounds of lean mass I put on, I took away 8 pounds of fat. So my body recomposition. So if you go back and look at my older pictures, even though I'm of the same size, I looked a little bit fluffier, if you will, but I was still at a pretty good physique. I had people that that accused me of being on steroids when I was 100% natural. So you can get, what was the point I was going to make? Oh, yes. So I know guys that take a ton of gear, tons. Nothing I would even consider doing at my age, and they look like crap. They don't train right. They don't have the genetics for it. Fill in the blank. Like, if you think about it, like, we were arguing that steroids really only give you about 10 to 15% over what you are now. And there's people that are like, no, that's bullshit. It gives you 50%. Now, if you look at the numbers, if you break down the numbers of powerlifters, tested and untested, it's about 10 to 15%. Regardless, even if it did give you 25%, let's say you're going to be 25% better than you are right now, what does that look like? Does that turn you into Ronnie Coleman? Does that turn you into Jay Cutler? Or do you think you might have to do a little bit of training to get there? So you are right when I say, like, people that take SARMs do seem to have odd looking physiques. They don't have that same steroid look that everyone else has. It's like if something's just a little bit off. But I would also say that genetics and the way they train probably goes a lot into it too. There's a lot of people that they've never trained a day in their life. They go to the gym, immediately start taking steroids because they want to hit that easy button and wake up looking like The Rock the next day. And I'm just like, you can't, that's not how it works. It's just, Ryan Moira, I was like 27 when I tried SARMs. There used to be a bunch of channels of people reporting their blood work and results on cycle. The side effects anyone reported were far less than any steroids. I would agree with you on that because I've seen some of the same videos, but if you actually look at the published medical stuff, like, you can actually report side effects to, like, the FDA and the CDC and things of that nature, and if you start going on, like, the PubMed and digging into the reported side effects, they seem to be a lot worse than steroids. But there again, that's still anecdotal because that's not enough of a sample size, and then you're looking at, like, there's a couple things. It's really hard to get good data when it comes to fitness related studies because, like, when they do studies, it's hard to get trained athletes to take time out of their day to participate in studies. So you wind up getting, like, these groups of people that are either completely untrained or know nothing about, like at the, what was the one study they did on testosterone where they took one group and they trained them for a program. They took another group and they trained them, but they put them on testosterone. They took another group that didn't train at all. And then there was a placebo group. So there was 4 groups. And the group that didn't train at all took testosterone and was still able to put muscle mass on. But when we were looking at the study, the sample size, like, I don't know, it just wasn't good data. They didn't have big enough groups. They didn't do the study for very long. And the methodology was questionable. There was, like, a lot for people to use that study as evidence to support their argument. I don't think you can. I think that it's too open for debate still, and that's the kind of issue that you have when you start digging into any studies related to exercise science, if you will. It's like how do you get good samples? They're just weird looking people. They work not as fast or dramatic. That's funny. As far as people on SARMs looking weird, they just weirdo. It's kind of like saying what makes you a lazy loser. I wouldn't take that personal, Ryan. I know what he's saying. There was like this group of young guys, like gym bros, and they started taking SARMs, and all of them, like, it was the same kind of people that just never trained a day in their life and just decided, for whatever reason, I'm going to go get ripped and swole. Maybe his girlfriend left him or whatever. And they just went to the gym, started taking a bunch of drugs, and they didn't know how to train properly. And a lot of those, you see them, they got zits everywhere, and they just look weird. Their skin's a weird color. Maranatha anathema. Yeah, no, I am feeling better. Thank you. I'm still not breathing right, but I'm better than I was a couple days ago. Saint is gaming. You, people want me to flex. How's that? Is that good enough for you? Best pre-workout on the market is an iced coffee with no sugar. I'm going to say I like hot coffee. Even in the summertime. I don't know what it is. What exercises focus on shoulder size? Well, pretty much any kind of press, if you think about it. Go up to a wall and push on it and really feel what your shoulders are doing. Any overhead presses, bench press, dips, and then of course you got to work the rear delts, so that's usually going to be like a face pull. Age 50. What do you think of Sam Hyde's physique? Sam Hyde, which one's that one? Sam Hyde. Are we talking about the same guy? Bodybuilder. If that's the same guy, wait, is this Sam Hyde weightlifting? Yeah, that's not who I thought it was. That guy's pretty funny. I'm trying to get like the Candy Man. Nice. Christopher Nemeth. What do we got? Easter Island, looks like. And I can't tell what that one is. Barrow, what's up, brother? No way he's looking at the Candy Man. Rahul, I don't know what that means, but you're getting a kick out of it, so we'll all laugh with you. I feel you, brother. I'm not taking it personal. Just trying to provide some insight. Yeah, no, I know. I guess I thought maybe it kind of sounded like they were bagging on anybody who takes SARMs, and we're not. I'm not. Like I just. But at the same time, I know what he's talking about. You know, the certain group of they just have that look. You know, it's honestly the same thing with Trenbolone. You go to a gym, and you see these kids that have never trained a day in their life, and they're on trend, and they just got the skin's a certain color. They have a scent to them. You can smell them. It's like their skin's leathery. It's just like they start looking like lobsters. They get horrible acne. They just have a look. You know what I mean? It's just like you can just tell who's on that stuff. And I'll even go so far as to say you could probably take a small amount of tren and probably be okay on it, a little tiny bit. But the problem is it's such a powerful drug that it's addictive. You get addicted to the way you feel on stuff like that. It makes you just feel powerful. And then it just stops working. You plateau just like everything else. The other thing when I tell people when you're getting on PEDs, your body finds an equilibrium. Think about it. So right now your body produces a certain level of testosterone, right? Maybe you have days where you have a little more, maybe you have days a little less because you didn't sleep well, your diet sucks, whatever. But roughly speaking, you're going to produce about the same amount today as you will tomorrow, then the next day and the next day. Now, when you go ahead and add testosterone to your body, say 200 milligrams a week, what's the first thing that's going to happen? Well, immediately your body's going to respond to, exogenous hormones being jammed in your body, and you're going to build up to that level. And it's going to be awesome. You're going to put on 8 pounds of muscle or whatever in a month or two. You're great. But then you're going to work to that level. and you're gonna peter out just like that's your new natural. Does that make sense? So now your new natural is you plus 200 milligrams of test a week. Well, for most people, they're not willing to put the time, the dedication, the training in. So what do? They use more, and they keep using more and more and more and more. And those are the same guys that once something goes wrong, they stop working out and they lose all those gains. It all goes away. If I stop using everything today, I'm going to look like I did when I was 45, which is a slightly doughier version of this, same size. Because I had all that to begin with. I've been training for years before I started any kind of anabolics. It's just the reason why I hate to bring him up, but Greg Doucette's a good example. You know, he was an IFBB pro bodybuilder, and now he's on, according to him, a little testosterone replacement therapy. But he still looks shredded. He still looks like a big dude. Well, why hasn't he lost all of his muscle mass? Like, you know, why doesn't he look like crap? He still trains. He looks good. You know, you're not going to lose what you had before. That's why I tell people get a good base, natural physique before you consider using anabolics. And that way, if it doesn't work out, you're not just going to shrivel up and waste away into nothing. I started doing weighted pull-ups, now fly when I do regular pull-ups. Hell yeah, how long did it take, Pharaoh? I use meth for pre-workout. That meth works, trust me. Let's see, that's my fault. Oh man, I apologize. Waste your time with goofy shit. How long have you been lifting weights? No, you're not. You're not wasting anybody's time. We're all just talking, right? Hell no, don't ever feel that way. Christopher, I've been going heavy, like powerlifting, weightlifting for the last 11 years. But you know, I've been training in some capacity, probably most of my adult life. You know, I joined the Marines. That was a lot of cardio, a lot of, you know, what Marines do: running, pull-ups, sit-ups, push-ups, body weight. Played a lot of basketball, combat sports. Matt, Semper Fi, brother. Where the F have you been, my friend? I thought you abandoned me. Frank, you were cool. I appreciate it, Frank. The cool thing about weighted pull-ups and dips is the second you can add any kind of weight to those movements, even if it's 10 pounds, your regular body weight numbers will shoot up. It'll just explode. I waver in my YouTube viewing. Well, you're a reasonable man. You don't look like the typical Stanley Cup guy. You know, I did play ice hockey back in the day. I was a goalie, if you could believe that. Pretty good one, too. Pretty good goalie. That was back when the Blackhawks had, who was that goalie? They called him the Wall. Eddie, God damn it, I can't remember his name. I can't remember. I'm about to get off here, but do you have a schedule when you normally go live? I'm tuning in next time, Ryan. Yeah, usually after work, so like that 4 to 5 o'clock, 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's see, Gaurav Mishra. Bro, do you also feel sometimes like to quit and all that hard, tough time given to yourself and just chill, you know, like most people around it? Let me see. I'm not 100% sure what you're asking me. Do you also feel sometimes like to quit all that hard, rough time given to yourself and just chill? Yeah. I am deathly afraid. I'm mortified of aging. Like, I see guys my age and older, and most of them can barely walk upstairs. They don't participate in anything they love anymore. You know, we get older, we become coaches, that kind of thing. And my kids are still young, and I still want to do stuff. You know, I'm not done yet. And I wonder, like, I don't know, maybe like, well, how long am I going to do this for? I don't know. I guess I'm going to do it for as long as I'm competitive. MA, what's up? I work out to be healthy and look good. I don't need to lift any cars up. Yeah, and that's what I would suggest that a well-adjusted person probably should do. We should all be in good shape. I am not a well-adjusted person. I have mental issues. I'll be the first to tell you that. You know what I mean? Like, Ryan, see you, brother. Do calves help with speed or thigh? Well, yeah, calves definitely help. How much? I don't know. But I mean, if you think about it, like, you know, when you're sprinting, you're launching yourself. Like most of my power when I'm punching is in the calves. It's a big part of the kinetic chain. Like, you know, you use your waist turning into it, but you're also pushing, you're launching yourself with your calves. Well, the same thing with sprinting, I would imagine. Anything where you're using your feet to propel you is going to be calves. Let's see. Jose Alex. Wouldn't you like to know? I saw a video of a guy who was 60 plus in a physique really close to Brody Falgost, and was pretty inspiring. Yeah, I know some 60-year-olds that are in really good shape. He's straight as hell. I never answer that question. Do you ever train at Jack Mehoff's gym? No, I train at Jack Mahogoff's gym. It's just as dumb. Let's see. Fact, I don't know. Hell is pretty gay. It's about time to bow down to Mother Russia. Yeah, right. We got a robot in the house, boys. Could you even imagine? I love my Russian friends. I have some good friends from Russia, and they're great dudes. I love them. But your country sucks. Bro is interested in 50-year-old beefcake dude. Bro is interested in a... Oh, yeah. Hey, man, I get that a lot. You know, well, everybody's welcome here. You know what I'm saying? GG. Anyway, good physique, sir, and have a good day. Oh, yeah, brother. I hope you can stick around and come back. Dude, so I'm sitting here, right, talking to you guys, and I got behind me is a door, and I say, hey, I'll be right back. I'm going to use the bathroom. I usually run around the house, and then I go in the living room, and it's just the quickest way. My two little chickens just came in, and they're just sitting here chilling. They came in through the cat door. Come here, sweetie. They're not like cats, though. They'll come up to you, but they won't let you, they freak out when you try to grab them. You guys want to see a chicken? Why you disregard Nodak advice? Ronan, what's up? Russia can suck off Rhode Island because they couldn't take him in a fight. That's right. Yeah, I'll take the Rhode Island National Guard over Russia any day of the week. Hoorah! Come here, sweetie. Come here, Olive. Olive, come here. I know you know. Come here. I'll let her come in a little bit and I'll grab her. Russia has no NCO corps. Russia has no, forget about NCO corps. They don't have any, competent male leadership left. I think they're down to, prison conscripts. I mean, anybody that's going to legitimately utilize North Korea's troops on their front line and send them in as human waves against No, don't get me started. It's if it wasn't for people dying, it would be the funniest thing ever. But because people are actually getting hurt, it's like it's hard. I can't laugh. You know what I mean? I would, but it's just comic. It's comical that Russia's so bad. Russia has lots of tanks, though. They do. Yeah, lots of easy targets. They freak out because it's like Big Bird getting them out of the sky. Not that they don't trust you; it's just instinct. Yeah, so they're right here. I could just reach down and grab one, but if I do, they're gonna fly. They're gonna run out the door. Come here, sweetie. And Ukraine has lots of drones. How do you see it ending over there, Mr. Personality? I think once Trump gets in office, he's going to negotiate something. Probably get him to do some sort of ceasefire. But I don't know. I honestly think that we're using that whole thing as an experimental proving ground. Jay Leo, the whole tough guy look is actually cute. Me? You got the wrong guy. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I a tough guy? Come here, sweetie. Come here. I'll show you. Tough guy. You like pit bulls? You like vicious animals, yo? Oh, damn it! She wouldn't let me grab her. Come here, sweetheart. Girls, wait. Yeah, I wanted your sister though because her coloration's better. Mm. Relax. Oh shit! They don't catch the backwoods. She's like, nope. Come here, Olive. Oh, if I had worms, you'd come right over to me. You'd eat right out of my hand. Leo, just kidding. No. Hey, I could handle myself if I have to, but no, I'm not that guy at all. Jonathan, no one knows what's really happening. The wars on Earth. Don't think you're that smart. Well, I actually do keep up on geopolitics, but I mean, I'm also just some guy in his garage. I mean, if you ask me a question, I'll give you my opinion. I don't consider myself smart at all. I'm a dumbass. That's a little bit of a condescending thing to say, though. I mean, you're kind of a dick, but thank you. I mean, come on my stream and ask me a question and I answer it, and then give me a shitty response like that. It's like, okay. I mean, I was in the military, and I do have friends that are still in the service, and some of them are, I have more knowledge than the average person, so I think my opinion is a valid one, but to say that I'm like an expert on geopolitics, I would never claim to be that guy. I had a chicken that would jump on my shoulder. Like, I could tell you about almost all of the weapon systems that we've donated to them and how they're operating them and where they're using them and how they're deploying them and what their ranges are and how effective they are. And I could tell you about all the Russian equipment, and pretty much it's playing out exactly as like I thought it would. You got a bunch of untrained people with equipment they've never used before taking out supposedly the second most powerful land army that in existence, and they're making it look like amateur hour over there. And it's pretty much exactly like we all thought it would happen. Could you pin me down, please? I feel, brother, I am. Not sure what that means, but yeah, right on. Just checking how you feel. I'm all right. I'm still a little sick from a couple days ago. I'm starting to breathe a little better. Where's your mini skirt? Well, I got my shorty shorts on. Well, these are actually my Muay Thai shorts, but I could put some shorter ones on if you guys want. Believe me, I've got them. How do you keep your hairline from receding? I have no idea. I think that's genetics. Who wears short shorts? Da, 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 da. Fucking Marines do. Hoorah! Russia's been using the meat grinder method since their coming. Yeah, but that's the thing. It just blows me. You would think they would have figured out by now that it's not working for them. And I don't know why. Okay, so let's look at it from just a numbers standpoint. And I could be a moron, and I don't know anything about geopolitics. I don't know anything about military equipment. Never served a day in my life. I'm just reading numbers. So far, Russia's had 700,000 casualties. That's what, more than like World War I and World War II combined? For what? They've literally not moved more than 100 miles in either direction in a country that basically has donated equipment given to untrained civilians protecting their own country. Like, and you're the second most powerful land army on Earth, supposedly. You tell me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to be an expert on geopolitics to look at something and go, wow, these guys really suck. You know, like, I'm 21, 230. Should I keep bulking? I can still touch my toes. Well, Neil, I can't tell you what your goals are. I mean, what do you want? What do you want out of lifting, and what do you want to look like? You're trying to be a bodybuilder? You're trying to get big like Jay Cutler, or you just want to get strong? I had to reset my. I lost my chat, so I'm gonna have to read the phone here. The average lifespan for a Russian soldier deployed to Stalingrad was 23 hours. Yeah, it was brutal back then. Also, these WW numbers are very much wrong. Which ones? What are you talking about? World War numbers? Well, let's look it up. Let's just look it up. What? How many Russian casualties? WW2. We'll just go with WW2. World War II casualties of the Soviet Union. Wow. Really? That's terrifying. According to this, Jesus. So I guess Russia has been doing this a long time. World War II losses of the Soviet Union were about 27 million, both civilian and military, from all war-related causes. Although exact figures are disputed, a figure of 20 million was considered official during the Soviet era. The post-Soviet government of Russia puts the Soviet war losses at 26.6 million. Yikes! So now we'll do, what are Russian casualties, Ukraine. See what their count's up to now. First article. Insane moment, Ukraine obliterates Russian armor as Putin loses 1,400 troops in one day. Damn. Did we lose 1,400 troops the entire time we were in Afghanistan? I said 700,000. This one's estimating it at 600,000. But you don't ever want to go with just one reference because the news lies to you. So what I like to do is I like to aggregate my news across a variety and sort of average it out, if you will. You got Al Jazeera here. Let's see. So there's 71,000 confirmed killed, but I'm looking for casualties. 600,000. 347. Wow, this one's saying it's even more than that. Either way, let's just say it's 600,000. We'll go with the conservative number. For what? what have they gotten for it? What has Russia gained? They've lost 2 of their flagships in their navy. They've lost all of their, basically all the good equipment's gone. Uh, they've gone through an entire generation of men, and their country will never recover if they don't win the Ukraine war. Russia's done, demographically speaking. As their working force gets into retirement age, they will literally have nothing to replace them with, and their economy is just done. Russia's done. They're screwed. This is just, man, it's hard to. That's crazy. It's crazy that Putin is like, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't understand any of it. Yeah. Jose, he is married to me, so what do you think? Oh, I missed some comments, sweetie, but hey, what's up? Troops, bunch of alcoholics. Yeah, I know they were like talking about like they basically emptied out all the prisons and said, hey, go fight for us, and if you live, you're free. And then they got no training. They just literally threw them into combat with no training. Could you imagine if I just handed you a rifle right now and kicked you out of a helicopter into a war zone and said, hey, good luck, enemies that way? How long do you think you would last? What's your opinion on compulsory draft in wars? I'm against the draft with one exception, and that's if our country is being invaded. But then I would hope that our men would care enough about our country to want to defend it. So, but outside of that, no, I don't. I think the draft is. Sakamoto Days comes out on Netflix in 2 days. Yeah, we've been keeping up with that. Russia's not done, bro. So how are they? Okay, so DIY Dustin, how are they going to recover from losing an entire generation of men when they have no one to replace their working? As they go into retirement, if you look at their demographics, how are they going to replace them? Dad's getting 50, 60 years old. He's getting ready to retire. He can't work anymore. His days of turning turnips into vodka, unfortunately, time comes from us all. So his son, who's going to take his place, right? Where's his son? Oh, he's dead. So who's next? Who are they going to replace that generation with? How is their economy, which is already shit to begin with, going to survive them losing an entire generation of men? What are they going to replace that with? Tell me how they're going to survive this. Since you're the expert in geopolitics, we're all listening. You have the floor, sir. No, he's not going to answer. Colin Reed, I've already tried Pregbalin and Tramadol and I've got some diazepam. Damn. Should take a break, my friend. I've taken that for a week. Not sure if I should continue with that addiction. What's going on, Colin? Can you give some advice on how to quit meth? Yeah, go check yourself into rehab. Mark the Mall Cop, do you not have a job? Yeah, I'm the Las Vegas area manager for Southwest Steel. I wouldn't say it's a job, it's more of a career. Do you own guns? I own lots of guns. My favorite is my VR60 semi-automatic 12-gauge shotgun. I just love that thing. Thank you, Arian. They're going to use their nuke as the last resort, considering they're almost all dead. I don't even think Putin's that crazy. I mean, I'm not saying it's outside of the realm of possibility, but I don't see it. I just don't see where. I just don't think. I'm not too worried about nuclear war. I just don't think it'll come to that. This is what I'm hoping happens. I'm hoping Trump gets into office. They negotiated some sort of a ceasefire settlement, and everybody just goes their parts ways. But I'll tell you what, like if you listen to a lot of the guys on the ground that are, on the side that Russia's taken, most of them don't want to be Russians. They have no want to go back to being Russian. I mean, I don't blame them either. I have a lot of Russian friends here in Vegas. And there's a reason none of them go back, right? What are you lifting? My gums, apparently. What time is it? 1:08? He has a really cool job. Yeah, I am blessed. I've been in commercial construction for the last 20 years of my life, and I'm in a job now where I can do a lot of what I need to do from my truck or at home because I go to job site, so I'm in charge of all of them. And when we're kind of right now, we're waiting. There's about 3 big jobs that are getting ready to start up, and we've got one that's going on. One of them they had to put a pause on because there's a big convention in town, so they had to shut work down on that for a week. So I'm in a unique situation where I could pretty much work out of my garage. It kind of has an ebb and flow. Construction gets really, really busy at the beginning of a project and at the end of a project. And when there's a ton of work, 14, 16, 18-hour days, and it could get crazy. Sometimes it goes 3 shifts. Like, there's days where I don't even get to come home. I don't eat. It sucks. But then as projects slow down, sometimes in between projects, there's a little bit of downtime, and that's where we kind of have time to we could take a little more time off with the family. Right now I'm on what's called FMLA. So that's like Family Leave Act. And that's because my wife had surgery. And so I'm in a good situation. Like, I'm kind of on vacation, but not really, because I'm still doing my job. I'm still doing all my emails and my paperwork and checking in with the superintendents and all that this morning before I thought about getting on. And now I can kind of take the afternoon and I'll do this until I go to pick my kids up. Does you have shoulder pain? No, I don't. My shoulders are pretty good. Everything else hurts. They aren't losing the war by a long shot. Oh, that's your response? Really? Okay. There you go. Wow, that's your response. You've had all this time to come up with something, and that's your response. Well, there you go. It's settled, folks. DIY said they aren't losing. Yeah, we can read DIY. I don't know if you get your news from Russia, where they monitor what you're allowed to see, but we actually can go and read. We have eyeballs, Freedom of information over here in America. I'm still waiting on your action report, and you're going to explain to me how it is they're going to replace an entire generation of men, and somehow Russia's going to magically recover from not having a working class, and because they've murdered them all. I'm still waiting for you to tell me how I'm wrong about that. Patiently. Your answer was basically nuh-uh. So now you're saying I'm slow. I asked you a very specific question, and I will say it again, dumbass. DIY. You said I was wrong about Russia not being done. Okay? That's what you said. My response was, explain to me how Russia is going to recover from losing an entire generation of men that are irreplaceable to replace all of the men that are going to be going into retirement as guys like me age out of being able to work. How is Russia going to replace all of them when they're all fucking dead? How are they going to recover from losing an entire generation of men? That is my question to you. You can call me names and you can say little cute quips, but answer that question. I'm showing everybody you have no idea what you're talking about. Russian actual population is 80 million. That is not what we need to get a little more specific than that. E5, Asher, E5. DIY, Dustin. They're not, though? No, that doesn't answer my question. You're dancing around. I'm actually giving you time. You could get on Google and look up an answer, make some shit up, have AI answer it for you. Russian actual population is 80 million. Minus 700,000. No. Are you stronger than Brian Dotson, the owner of Metroflex in Arlington? Oh, I think so. I would love to lift with that guy. I know who you're talking about, Brian Dotson. I think my total numbers are higher than his. Yes, but he's a beast. DIY was preserved in a box of epoxy resin and probably doesn't know what year it is. Back me up, guys, will you? Like, I'm asking questions here, like, and he's just calling me names. Next time on your Signal, go to where you can add people and type in absence 16. Oh, I meant to do that last night, and after I got offline, I just went to bed. My ear fell off, John. Sorry about that. We're arguing about geopolitics. I have not done one single thing about what I wanted to do for tonight. I'm going to go sparring with my kids at the Muay Thai gym, and I'm going to get my ass beat again. I was supposed to be working on my combinations. One, two. There was a couple, like, what? Reset. I was going to work on some footwork stuff. Cross. Get back here a little bit. I stumbled into the Twilight Zone. Talk all the shit you want. You're never going to answer my question. I love these guys, like, when they can't back their argument up and they can't answer a question, they just resort to, like, name calling. And somehow, like, that means they won the argument. Like, oh, I'll just make fun of him. Mic drop. No, you still didn't answer the question. Also, question at Gen X: what are your thoughts on protein powder? I don't really have a thought on them. Like, I don't know. They're cool. It's like a for convenience thing. Looking small, Bohan. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Mario says I'm too slow. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm not really trying to be fast. I'm just warming up a little. What do you guys, when you guys start shadowboxing, when you get to the gym and you walk out to the gym floor, you just like warming up, you immediately like, get the stuff on your arm. Or do you just kind of like warm up a little? Oh, look how slow he is. You fucking dickhead. Like, I don't know anybody that just gets on the mat and starts warming up who's like trying to express how fast they are. I already answered Asher's question. Everybody is now a Mr. Olympia commentator with 15 years in the UFC. Right? I don't know, I'm just like, oh, look how slow he is. Yeah, I bet you that. Well, most of the people that comment don't even train, so it's like, what? It doesn't even matter. And I am slow. Still having problems breathing. Damn. It is a nice day out. It's all fun and game till the bag hits back. Yeah, I'm going to be sparring tonight, David. That's why I'm trying to get some practice in. Low and slow. Oh, we got a bunch of UFC fight commentators in the group. Thanks, that's awesome. Can't even just work out. There's a 50-year-old guy working on his garage, and everybody's like, "Well, you're pushing it back a little, and you're not snapping it back enough. I want to see more head movement." Fuck off. Yeah. Well, when in doubt, just ignore everybody. I love it. You know, it's kind of funny because, like Dustin said, it's all fun and games till the bag hits back. Like, I literally have shorts on with the name of the gym I train at, which would imply that I actually do this in real life. And it's like, you're almost taking it personal. Like, oh, I bet I would whip his ass. Like, come to Vegas. This is the name of the gym right here. We'll get you in the ring. See what you're really made out of. I was like, why would you care? And yes, I'm not training hard. I don't know if you noticed that. But I'm doing light training because I have sparring tonight. I gotta pick my kids up at 2 o'clock. We're gonna go to the gym, and I'm gonna get on video. I'm actually gonna be doing sparring with other people. So I thought I would work on a few things because I'm a little nervous. So I'm not trying to go hard and fast. I'm trying to do technique. One of the issues that I have is turning my hips on my left. So I'm just lightly kicking the bag, just working on rotating through. You can say, "Whoa, you can barely kick. It's not even kicking hard." It doesn't mean I can't. I'm trying to get my technique down.
I don't even have to train tonight. I can't breathe. Yeah, tell me about it. Well, I was feeling better, but I'm still having problems breathing. I want to go hard, but I don't know. I'm still having this cold still got me stuffed up pretty bad. This conversation sucks. Nah, I don't think you did though. I'm looking at DJ, because usually people that compete are like actually good. I've never known anybody who was any good at anything that left a disparaging remark on somebody else's. Like usually people that are genuinely good at something, they might offer like constructive criticism, but people that leave disparaging comments are almost always exclusively either bad at something, or they don't measure up, or they don't do the thing that they see other people doing. So they point out flaws in other people's stuff to make themselves feel better. It's like you're kind of outing yourself when you leave a comment like that. You could just tell like you suck or you don't do the sport, because people that are good are encouraging generally. I've never met an elite level lifter that like criticize somebody's bench press online. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're using an arch, those reps don't count. Like elite level lifters don't do that stuff. Good fighters don't comment on 50-year-olds who are obviously new at something. If you follow along on my page, you know I've been taking Muay Thai for literally 2 weeks. Like I'm totally new at this. And you know you're not a good fighter because people don't do that. You know, good athletes don't leave disparaging comments. So we already know you either don't do the sport or you suck at it. Because your comments are, you just out yourself. These motherfuckers are the kind of guys who make fun of toddlers. Yeah, like when my daughter who's 9 years old, they had some guys like, hey, she's dropping her hands. Like, yeah, okay. Like they expect her to have like UFC level skills at the age of 9. Like you know she's practicing. That's why we go to training, right? Joshua Wilson, you are correct. They've let themselves down numerous times and want to lower people to feel like they're not a loser. Yeah, and there are people that watch the UFC, so they listen to commentary and they know they can recognize like, oh, this guy's not turning his feet over right or whatever. But like I've never once in my life
left a comment on another man's lift that was like, oh, you suck, those reps don't count. Even if they were like half reps. I see a guy squatting like 600 pounds for quarter reps. I'm like, wow, you're really strong. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't care. You could tell when people are bothered by something they're watching because it affects them personally. And that speaks more to you than it does me. Like, I'm obviously bad at something. What's the title of this video? World's Worst Kickboxer getting some Muay Thai footwork practiced in for tonight's sparring. It literally says what I'm doing. And you guys are like, oh, your technique's not that great. No shit, I'm practicing, dumbass. I have a boxing background, incidentally, so like Muay Thai is totally new. I'm new at this. This is like my 5th day going. You might be strong. You might know a thing or two about lifting. DJ, did you not hear what a word I just said? One, I can tell by your comment that you suck. And 2, this is my 5th day of doing this. I'm a boxer. I have a boxing background. I'm new at Muay Thai. Right? Say it with me. He's new at this. So on your 5th day of practicing, which I don't believe you've ever done anything for 5 days, were you good at it? And I bet you if you were standing in front of me, I could break your leg with that kick. Okay, so you just started. That makes sense how slow you are. Yeah, Mario's another one. Like, you're just a dickhead. But I like your comments, so I'm keeping you around. I'm waiting for you to say something actually clever so we can all laugh. But right so far, you've just been a douchebag. No, I don't believe DJ's ever done any martial arts. He's probably watched the UFC a lot. You know what I mean? Because like if he was any good, he wouldn't leave comments like that. People just don't. What's up, Constantine? Is it Constantine? Yeah, I'm hoping to get some good footage tonight, so you guys will actually see what I look like in a sparring match. Sparring, not actual fighting. It's gonna be sparring. What is your max deadlift? The other day I hit 710 for 2. I'm hoping to get 700 in competition in March. But in competition on record, my biggest deadlift is 670. I'm doing more than that in the gym now, though. How's your day going? Migno Jam. I don't know, man. Like, I'm just trying to get a little training in, and you got all these fucking UFC fight commentators who are breaking me down like I'm gonna go and fight John Jones next week or something. I can't even get some practice in with these douchebags. I should know better. I put the gloves on and I'm on YouTube Live, so I'm opening myself up to criticism, but it's like, Jesus, you guys are assholes. When you're working out, how do you come up with your routine? I have a trainer. I train with other powerlifters. I've been working on my program for the last 4 or 5 years, kind of honing it down. So you could say that I've taken a lot from a lot of different programs and pieced it together to tailor it to myself. But if you were just starting out, I'd pick something like the 5x5 or Wendler 531 and just do that for 6 months. And then as you get proficient at it, then you can start kind of customizing it and tailoring it to yourself. My squat PR is 125 pounds for 54 at 15. Wait a minute. My squat PR is 120 pounds for 54 at 15. What's your opinion on that? That sounds like cardio. Do you do a lot of like running, or what kind of sports do you play? They're just deleting everything. I'm just seeing comments disappearing. I'll just leave them alone. Do you smoke tree? No. I'm not natural. No. I work out at home. I only have 120 pounds in weights. I'm trying to get into fighting. Well, if you're doing 120 pounds for 50 plus reps, I mean, that's good. You don't have anything else you could just slap on the bar? You don't have like brake rotors, or so you can hang things off the end of the barbells, like dumb, like kettlebells or anything. What did Bob say? Who's Bob? Trump or Biden? Well, you'd think that'd be obvious. It wouldn't matter anyways. What roids do I use? I never get tired of answering that question. No shame. What do you take? I take testosterone and DHB. Pol Pot or Hitler? Like what, in an arm wrestling competition? Are you married? Yes. I don't take the weights up at all, the space in my barbells. I just as many reps as I can. No, that's cool. I mean, like, here's the thing. It's like, in order to get hypertrophy, like at a certain point with the lighter weights, this is the issue with it. You have to be able to work past the lactic acidosis, that burn you get when you, like, say you're doing push-ups and your arms start burning. Like, your arms will start hurting way before you get to muscle failure at a certain weight, which is why it's just more efficient to put more weight on the bar. But you can do it. I know plenty of guys that all they have is a barbell and 135 pounds and they get it done. You know what I mean? One of the things you could think about doing is stack all that weight on one end and make a landmine and squat that thing. Bob called me a pedophile. All right, yeah, no, that good riddance. It seems like a really weird thing to say, though. Like, what was the context of the comment? Did you just call me a pedo? Like, that's okay. Weird question, but you ever thought you're not good enough? Yeah, every day of my life, brother. And then to top that off, I get online and open myself up to ritual abuse. I feel really awesome about myself. Let's see. I'm 16 in school. Difficult finding true friends. Also challenging. I had the same problem. I did. I didn't have very many friends in high school, and I would say I'm a little bit of an introvert. Like, I have a super small circle of really, really close friends. Lots of associates. I don't know. The hardest thing for me was just putting myself out there. I was too wrapped up in what other people thought about me. What is my favorite exercise? I would say probably the barbell squat. That's what I do the most of. It's what I'm the best at doing, and it's where I feel like I get the most work. Chris Braun, was Bob correct, though? About what? What was Bob correct about? So diesel swapping Civic, like, were you here 5 minutes ago when I was just talking about this? Or did you just pop on? Because I'm getting a little sick of answering the question, to be honest with you. Yeah, just spamming you're a pedo. Oh, okay. Get rid of Chris too. I don't care if he's on my channel or not. I'm just not gonna. I mean, there's certain you can make fun of me or say pretty much anything you want. You can call me slow, ugly, whatever. But I mean, like, I'm just not gonna. I don't care to put up with that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if I lose a subscription for that specifically. You know, like it's just not funny to me. Do you play Fortnite? No, I've been a Halo guy. I'm really let down by Halo Infinite. Um, let's see, what have I been playing? I've been playing a lot of older games like Nier Automata and the Halos, Warhammer. Um, uh, that's pretty much it. Um, Battlefield. But no, I never got into Fortnite. What is your max squat? Right now, I'm. I don't want to overestimate it. I'll say what I know what I can do. I would say my max squat's about 670 right now. Max squat in competition is 620. I hit 620 earlier last year, and now I'm hoping it's not. There's a chance I could get 700 in competition, but if I think I'm looking at like 660, 670. As I've gotten bigger and stronger, I've come to realize I have no favorite exercises. Yeah, I hate them all equally. Prophet, they're being mean to me. They say I suck at Muay Thai, even though I've only been doing it for like a week. uh, for a second, I was gonna be like, "Why you ban him?" Let's see. I wonder how many of these idiots trolls are from that group. It seems they have 50 accounts and no lives. Yeah, I know, right? Like I can't even manage one account, let alone a bunch of alt ones. But I don't really worry about it. Free Luigi. Can you shout out happy birthday to little Gabe Owner? 700 would be a world record for MasterCard. Well, I'll tell you what, David. When I broke 600. I was the first. No, so that wasn't. What was the national? Yes, it will be. It'll be definitely a national record. I don't know about world, but it'll definitely take the national record for the USPA. And I'm gonna absolutely take the national record in March, unless something happens and I get hurt, which knock on wood. Yeah, I'm hoping to break a bunch of records in March. You are approaching, if not already, at the 2,000-pound mark on your 3 lift. Great job. Realistically, probably in the 1700s. I think. I got a nice shot at that. But yeah, and I'm 220 weight class, 50 years old. They have to make a bunch because they're cowards. Zyro's Garden. It's kind of funny to me though. It's like to think like. I don't know. I just don't know how people have the time, to be honest with you. Could you please stand up, show your physique, and do some exercise, please? He's got retard strength. That's accurate. Hey, what's up, Jim? What time is it? It's 1:43. I got about 15 minutes. No, all I was trying to do was I'm doing some sparring tonight when I go kick Muay Thai with the kids, and I wanted to work on some techniques. So I was slowly hitting the bag and trying to work out a combination, and the guy's like, "Wow, you're super slow. You suck." And I'm like, "What? I fucking hate you people." You're not even allowed to be bad at anything. People can be mean all they want. At the end of the day, you're doing what you want with your life. Yeah, and I'm also trying to show the process too, if that makes sense. Bro, I got robbed last weekend. They beat my ass and took all my stuff and my wallet and my shoes. Well, that sucks, Jacobson. Think you will ever try a fight? Absolutely, hell yeah. Like I said, I've been boxing for the last half a year, and now I switched to Muay Thai. But I still got hands. You know what I mean? Like I can still hit really hard, even though my kicking skills and my footwork needs a lot. I still can box my ass off. And when we when we're doing sparring, well, you guys, I'm gonna get it on video. I'll show you guys tonight. You'll see, because like sparring's pretty light, but they still tag. I mean, last time I went, I was getting tagged up pretty good, and I kind of left thinking that maybe I'm in over my head and I shouldn't be doing this at my age. I was actually kind of depressed, but then the next day, I don't know. It's like I don't know. It was depressing for sure. But I decided to stick with it, and I'm just gonna get good. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna work my ass off and get good at it. I guess like some people for their midlife crisis, they'd go out and buy a Corvette. I, for some reason, would want to get my ass beat. You've been doing kickboxing for 25 years. Nice. So, Jim, back in the day, like when I was in my 20s, I did some for a couple years. We did kickboxing. We did like smokers in the Marine Corps. I did a little taekwondo when I was growing up. I did kendo. That was fun. And now I did boxing, a lot of boxing, and now I'm doing Muay Thai. We just literally started doing Muay Thai a little over a week ago. I admire the sheer ability for these YouTube spammers to just be massive douchebags. Well, if you do step in the ring, I would love to watch. I'll get video. I'll show you video of like the sparring. And I'm not good, but I can hold my own. Like I know how to move around the ring. I know the basics. I used to do kickboxing, so I actually do kick really hard. But there's just a lot of techniques like the switching from left to right, elbows, knees, things of that nature. That's all new to me, and I'm just learning how to like you defend differently. So like for example, a good example would be like for boxing. You got your stance right, and you might sleeve. That'll get you kneed in the face. You can't be slipping. So that's gone. You don't use that anymore. It's a lot of like defenses. Defense is a lot of hands out, and then you got elbows, knees. But then there's switching, and that's where I'm really slow is the switching. You get But it's just repetition. I just got to practice. I'll get there. My problem is going to my left, switching back and forth. Stop skipping leg day. Aang can fuck up. What did Aang say? Do I want to know? These are 16-ounce gloves. I have to, so it's mandatory for sparring. At this gym, you got to have 16-ounce gloves, and you got to wear shin guards. Mandatory. You have to have 16-ounce. Yeah, I appreciate it, Jim. See, now, you know how I know Jim is actually good at kickboxing? Because he said something encouraging. People that don't suck aren't rude assholes. He said, you know, he probably thinking to himself, God, this guy's awful. But you know what? Keep going, buddy. Our gloves are so light here. Yeah, well, I've got smaller gloves. Like, I don't know if you'd want them. These are like, I think these are designed so you don't get CTE. If you really, if you want to work of speed practice with 5-pound dumbbells, yeah, I should. I'm fighting some short, overweight guy tomorrow, Ripper. Where at? Where are you fighting at? David D, what's up? I didn't see that, sorry. So, this, honestly, what I wanted to work on today, I'll show you guys. Like, you got your combo, right? 1, 2, 3. See, that was. I had it in my head. 3, 2, 3. Then the switch. That's where I have the problem, is the switch. See, I can't. My brain shuts off. I can't think of it because I don't have it committed to muscle memory. I guess I just need to practice going back and forth. And turning over is hard too. I just gotta keep practicing. We had to start somewhere as part of learning and building confidence and skills. You know, one thing I need to do, Jim, is like do it off camera when I know nobody's watching, because then I'm not so concerned with like that one motivated guy. What's up, brother? You know what? Bare knuckle boxing is way more bloodier because you cut up your face and everything, but they don't hit as hard because you mess your hands up. So it's actually kind of safer. Did you ever try jiu-jitsu? No, the closest I got to jiu-jitsu is the Marine Corps martial arts that they teach us. Justin, what's up, brother? Jonathan's in the house. What's going on? So, what was I? You did 1, 2, step back. 2, 2. I'll just keep practicing. I just need repetition. What's the best height and weight for powerlifting? There's really no best height or weight. It's all about body proportions. You look at how Ed Cohn is built, the greatest powerlifter of all time, and he had equal proportions. The length of his torso, he had long arms, and he had short femurs. So he was good at squatting, benching, and pressing, and deadlifting. A Modi, what's up? Portugal. Yeah, short torso. Like, you know, some guys have like a really long torso. He's kind of compact, but his arms are long. So when he's deadlifting, he's like, we'd be down here starting. He's like here, and he pulls up, and it's just like a little short distance. And then his femurs are short. So when he squats, the moment arm, the leverage, it's just like he's just built for, he had his mechanical advantage for all three lifts. Let's see, Jonathan 669, just saying sidestep for your leg transfer. Yeah, dude, every time I go to throw a left, my brain freezes. Oh, you're talking about... like, look, when you go left, you're talking about sidestep like that. Or are you talking about when you kick this way? So, you know, throw your whole body into it. Blaha live right now. You should do a co-live. I would. I've actually messaged him a few times. I think he's hesitant to collaborate with me. I don't know. What's a good bench press for a 200-pound guy? Anything that's over 1.5 times your body weight is a really good bench press. Vinny Brito. This guy knows what he's talking about. I don't know about that, but I appreciate it. Can you tell Blaha to unblock me? Sure. It's not like we hang out. I mean, I talk to him on Instagram, but it's not like we're besties or anything. Oh, you get a body beat down. I'll talk to you later, brother. All right, guys. Jim, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I could always use some help, and it's like I said, I just started. My whole family, my son, my daughter, and I, we're all training Muay Thai together, and we just started 2 weeks ago. Well, about a week, a little over a week ago. What is the drawing on the bag? So that was about a year or two ago. That's supposed to be a picture of West Coast Natural Wolverine. And I drew him on the bag as a joke. Because he was trolling me. He was giving me a ration of shit, so I thought it'd be funny if I drew a picture of him on the bag. I don't know if he ever got the joke or not. How much does ammonia help for powerlifting? I don't use ammonia personally, but what it does is it supposedly kickstarts the fight or flight response, so you get a little bit of adrenaline out of it. That's the science behind it, anyways. All right, kids, I have got to get my daughter from school. I wish I had the strength to gym even a little. I have stuck in computer. You know, disciplined. I don't know how to be. People ask me, how do you get disciplined? I don't know. You gotta. My dad told me one time, if you want something bad enough, you'll make it happen. If not, you'll make an excuse. I don't know how to tell people to be disciplined, but I will say this. Everybody has the time. Everyone does. I mean, I'm living proof that, you know, I work full-time construction. I've got kids. They got after-school stuff. Like, we run around with chickens with our head cut off. And for me, I treat training as just like taking a shower or brushing your teeth or making dinner. It is a mandatory thing that's going to happen. You just got to find some 15 minutes of the day and make it happen, whether that's right when you wake up, drop down and start doing push-ups. You gotta figure it out. You gotta do something. Maybe while you're sitting at the computer all day, get some dumbbells. Like, do something. And usually, if you can get a start, you can start formulating that good habit. It'll grow into other things. Steve Kiff, what's up? Michael Anderson, thank you. I appreciate that. Discipline is doing things you hate. Yeah, motivation comes and goes. I am not motivated most of the time. I just make myself do it. And then usually what happens is once I get started, I'm like, I get into it. But there are days, man, you just don't want to. I don't want to pick my kids up from school right now. I do not want to get in that truck and sit in traffic. What am I going to do? I have no option. That's almost like where you have to get your mindset, is that you don't have the option not to do it. Now, what it is, I don't know. Start small. Easy, achievable wins that you can feel good about. I'm going to do 3 sets of 20 push-ups, or 10, whatever. Maybe you can only do 5 push-ups. You're going to do 3 sets of 5 push-ups. Make it an easy win to start out with, and then build on that. Build on that momentum. Don't go more than 3 days without missing training. Live stream the drive. Should I do that? It might get me killed, though. Like, how am I going to read it? I'm not sure that's a good idea. Are you natural bean maker? No, I'm not. Start with walking. I would watch it. Yeah, I would do that. That'd make the drive more interesting. What's the best protein source for you? I'm a big fan of eggs. I love eggs. And we have chickens, so they come easy. I love the way you break conversations down. Thank you. Appreciate that. Obviously, so eggs is going to be our number one. I do use protein powder. I have them inside. But it's more like, I got 15 minutes and I got to go to work and I'm hungry. I'm going to make a shake real quick. That's usually my intake of protein powder. Like, I consider it like more of a convenience thing. After when you start with walking, fly. Hell yeah. I started discipline with cold showers, then running, and then kept running, and then moved on to high intensity training. Yeah, so you built on it. It started small and you just kept adding to it. One right. Do you use creatine? Yes. No. So here's the thing. I have creatine. I have a ton of it. I got it from Bulk Supplements, which is who I buy my supplements from. And creatine works. You should use creatine, especially if you're trying to get stronger, because it adds to your strength. It absolutely will make you stronger. I forget to make shakes. I just don't do it. Like, I'll go like 3 or 4 days and then I'll forget to take my supplements. And so if you're gonna use creatine to get any kind of efficacious effect from it, you need to take it regularly because it builds up in your system. Are you on any gear? Yes. For me, lifting was fun, and I had loved the results. I didn't need discipline or motivation, but I finish everything I start and stick to it. Yeah, and God bless you, man. I would say that I'm mostly that guy. I'm was your combo one, two, four, kick, dip kick? No, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. He's asking me what my combo was. Um, it was supposed to be. What was it? 1, 2, 4, and then 2, 1, 2. But then I was supposed to do left, bam, and then right, or something like that. It's supposed to be where the whole idea of that drill was to go back and forth. So it's like I'm going 1, 2, using this. I'm shifting weight to this side, and now I'm shifting weight to this side, and now I'm shifting weight to this side, and now I'm shifting weight to this side. So it's not so much the combos as it is shifting from one side to the other and getting used to switching. Because that's where Muay Thai, that's what if you can't master that, you can't do Muay Thai, and I suck at it. I'm really good at kicking in one direction. Dojangles, what's up? Man, I suck. I'm awful at Muay Thai, dude. Terminator. I'm feeling bad about myself. Dojangles, I don't know if you know this or not, but we made the switch from, I got rid of the boxing gym. We're now officially doing Muay Thai. I have one kicks. It's the USMTA headquarters in Nevada, and the kids love it. It's a lot of fun, and I'm fucking terrible at it. You gotta suck before you don't, I know, but it's just like, oh my god. Because I did kickboxing, I thought it'd be super, like, the same, but the switching from right to left, it's just, I can't do it. It's, my brain doesn't work. It just doesn't, it will not. He'll say, like, what's it, what would the one drill we were doing? Like, we were just doing it. So you wanted you do a teep, right? Bam. But then we're supposed to step back and do the teep again with the left. So it's one step back. No, wait. So one. I can't even remember the drill. Bam, bam. One. Step back. One again. Oh yeah, and then from there, just the kick. But every time I do something with my left, because I don't have it committed to muscle memory, my brain freezes up because I'm trying to think and I lose what I'm trying to do. If that makes sense. I only work out in jeans. Obsession is what separates the good from the great. I'm gonna get good. I'm committed to it. Like, I'm not the kind of guy to start something and be like, I'm awful at this, I suck, I quit. No, I'm gonna stick with it. Just keep getting reps and it'll come in time. Are you a fighter? No, I wouldn't say that. I have experience fighting, yes. Would I call myself a fighter? No. Do you do stretching? Tons of it. Yes. I got videos, lots of videos. I can almost do the splits, like really super close. And both ways too, like not just the side splits. I can. Yeah, because I was a taekwondo guy way back in the day. Like we did point fighting. You remember what Doug Jangles knows? He's a martial artist. And then we did boxing. I did a lot of boxing. I'm not saying I was good at it, but I did a lot of it. I don't have gloves or a bag. Dude, all you need is shadowboxing, baby. Get a mirror. So the key to shadowboxing, for me, is I'm literally fighting myself in the mirror. So when I'm throwing punches and I'm slipping, throwing hooks, like having a mirror really helps you dial in shadowboxing, but you can do a lot with just shadowboxing. I stretch to reach my coffee. That count? Hell yeah, it does, Danny. That's what I did when I couldn't use my bag. Just make sure you know your goal. Yeah, so like I noticed like I see a lot of guys shadowboxing and they look cool and they're doing their thing and they're coming off the center line when they're throwing, ba-bam, ba-bam, but it's like I sometimes wonder, like, who in your head are you fighting right now? So I prefer the mirror. I like having a target I can look at so I can objectively see how my body's moving, making sure that I at least look like a boxer. Don't worry about putting power down, work the combos. Yeah. Just don't put it on YouTube because everyone will make fun of you for not being strong, even though you're not trying to be. Just go to 100% and make sure to keep my form. Yeah. I started backwards. I bought a heavy bag first, and then I learned how to incorrectly punch the shit out of it, and then I had to go unlearn all of that with a professional trainer, and I actually set myself back months, and if I would have just got training to begin with, or shadowboxing, since that, I mean, you're literally... as long as you can see yourself in the mirror, you know what you look like, you're gonna probably be okay. There's a guy online. Oh, who is he? He does tutorials. Let me see, YouTube. I have him saved in my watch later. Let's see, playlists. Watch later. Where's his name? Oh, yeah, Tony Jeffries. Tony Jeffries has got a really good tutorial for beginners that's super easy to follow along with. And all he does is he just goes into the basics like footwork. Your heel is your trigger, like turning into punches, how to step. Real basic tutorial that anybody can follow along with. I definitely recommend checking that out. The one always the no pick profile. When was your real fight in the streets? Shit, I think the last physical fist fight I got into where I had to defend myself in public, I was 26 maybe. No. When I first moved to Vegas, I got into an altercation at a gas station. That was in 2003. But generally speaking, I don't go around starting fist fights with people. Like, that's not how grown men solve their problems. All right, guys. Shit, it's 2:13. I have got to go get my daughter. She's gonna be really pissed if I'm late. I'm gonna get footage from sparring tonight, so you guys can all have a good laugh and see me get beat up probably by a woman. There was a couple girls in my class, and last time they randomly pick who you go against based on your skill level. So they paired me with a girl, and she tuned me up pretty good. I'll make sure and get footage of that tonight. So you can see what I actually look like in a kind of combat situation. I love you guys. I'll see you on the battlefield.